Good morning, children. We will be continuing with our lesson sound. So, in our previous video, that was the week before Pongal, we saw what is sound. So, sound is nothing but a source of energy, or it can be a form of an energy which is produced when the particles are vibrating. Okay, and then we saw the sources of sounds, and then how are we able to hear the sound. Now we will be learning how the sound as a wave, that we are going to see the sound is in the form of a wave. So we are first point is sound is produced by the vibration of particles. Yes, these vibrations are nothing but the back and forth movement of the particles from the mean position. Say if the particle is in this position, it will be jumping and coming down, jumping and coming down. Okay, so that is called vibration. A wave represents a to and fro or a back and forth movement of a particle. So this movement, the to and fro and back and forth movement, is called as a wave. Okay, now when the sound is produced by the vibrating body, the body will transfer its energy to the molecules in and around the medium. Okay, medium here is the surroundings around that particular source. So there the particles or the molecules will be getting the vibrations in turn. Okay, then they will transfer. So the sound will start to travel through that medium. Okay, so when the vibrating particles, when the sound is produced, the particles get vibrated. The vibrating particles will pass these vibrations to the medium around it. Now the medium will have the vibrations, or it will pass one by one the vibrations, and so what happens? The sound will start to travel in the form of a wave. Okay, so when the sound travels, the particles in the medium do not move. The particles will not move, but they will be just vibrating. Okay, so when the sound is traveling, we will say the particles are not moving. They are not moving from one place to another. They will be vibrating at the same mean position, and that vibration was only transferred. Okay, now we are going to see a experiment, or you can say how we are going to describe the wave. Okay, now the tuning fork. Tuning fork is nothing but a element, a device will be like this U and this. You will be seeing this in the ear specialist. If you go to the ear specialist, he will be having this. Okay, to check whether we are able to hear all the sounds, audible sounds. Okay, this is nothing but the tuning fork. They will make the vibrate. Okay, vibrate means what? They will strike the tuning fork on a metal. Okay, they strike the prongs of the tuning fork. Prongs means this handle and this handle. So the prongs of the tuning fork are made to vibrate. So what is happening? The region of the air, around that prong will be compressed. So that is called compression. Compression means, see in this diagram, you can see how the dark lines are there without any space. So that is called compression. Okay, now the neighboring region will also be compressed like this. Now at the same time, the moment this compression is moved, the compression is moved, or the compression is made, like is coming closer when the vibrating part, there is a region called rarefaction. Rare, R-A-R-E, faction, F-A-C-T-I-O-N, faction. Okay, so this rarefaction will have a lot of space. Okay, so there will be alternating compression and rarefaction. One area will be compressed, and then there will be rarefaction. Then compression, rarefaction. So alternate. So that is how it will form the waves. That is how it will form the waves. This type of propagation will lead to a wave called longitudinal wave. So if the longitudinal wave means it is only in the straight line. Longitude means it will be from top to bottom. Okay. So when the waves is in the longitudinal form, it is called the longitudinal wave. Okay. Now when the sound travels through air, it will cause periodic pressure variations. So it will be either increased pressure or a decreased pressure. So this will cause another type of wave. This is a typical example for a wave. Is it not? If you want to draw waves on a sea, if you are drawing a sea and if you want to draw the waves, you will be drawing like this only. So this is a typical wave format or a wave design. So this type of wave is called transverse wave, that they have not explained, but this is how the transverse wave will be propagating. See, they have given it, the transverse wave. Okay, the transverse wave will be traveling in the form of a wave, whereas the longitudinal wave, it will be only in the form of a straight line. So that is what they are saying. Wave motion can be. So here in this, do you know, they have discussed the wave motion can be longitudinal or transverse. Okay, so in a longitudinal motion, the particles will be vibrating in the direction of the wave itself, whereas in the transverse, the particles will be vibrating perpendicular to the direction of the wave. Only these two are the main differences. Okay, now what are the characteristics of the sound? We are now going to discuss about the characteristics of. So what have we seen now? We have seen that once the body starts vibrating, it will pass on to the particles around it. These particles will start vibrating, giving rise to a wave format. Now this wave, we have two types. One is the longitudinal wave, another one is a transverse wave. That's all. Now we are going to discuss the characteristics. What are all we are going to study in the sound. Okay, the sound waves produced by different sources can be different. Is it not? The sound from the flute is different from the sound with which we talk. Is it not? So it will be different. Each sound will be different, and it is all depending upon the source, and it can have its own characteristics. We are going to discuss about that. The very first one is the amplitude. Amplitude means the maximum displacement. Maximum. Say this is the reference line. This is the reference line. From here up to how much height this wave can go. Okay, you have seen during tsunami, what was the height of the waves? It was more than 10-20 feet. So if the waves height is called the amplitude, in simple words. So amplitude is the maximum displacement. Maximum displacement of a vibrating particle. Maximum displacement of the vibrating particle from its equilibrium position. Equilibrium or the mean position. From the mean, it is going to be vibrated. Okay, then it is measured in two ways. Either from the crest or through the lowest point. That is the trough. The highest point is called the crest and the lowest point is called the trough. Okay, see. Now, if this is the wave, see the compression and the rarefaction. Compression is the crest, rarefaction is the trough. So, this is how the wave's amplitude will be studied. So, crest is the highest point in the wave, trough is the lowest point in the wave. Now, how are we going to get the loudness? Loudness, have you seen the loudspeakers where they are being installed? We can see in many places. Right from the intercom in our classrooms. Okay, then we can have loudspeakers at our home to listen to the music always. So that is because we want the sound, the loudness of the sound. We want the music to be heard very loudly. So what we have to do, we are simply increasing the volume, and even then we have certain devices to increase the amplitude. If the amplitude is more, that is, as amplitude increases, the loudness of the sound also increases. So we will be having amplifier. So that is where this instrument called amplifier, like our mic, the amplifier is put inside a mic. So when we talk in the mic, we are not going to shout, we will be talking normally, but this amplifier will increase the amplitude of the wave or the sound which we are talking. So as it increases the amplitude, the loudness of the sound also increases. Okay, now coming to the frequency. Frequency means the number of vibrations. The number of vibrations made in a second. Okay, so the number of vibrations or the number of cycles. The wave starts here and it will be ending here. So this is one cycle. It will have one crest and one trough, one highest peak and one lowest peak. So together they form one cycle. So this total cycle, how many cycles can it complete in 1 second? That is called frequency. Okay, so the lower frequency wave will have number of vibrations. Less number of vibrations. The low frequency means less number of vibrations. Higher frequency means it will be having higher number of vibrations. Okay, and then the unit of frequency is hertz. Okay, and the frequency of 5 hertz means 5 vibrations per second. 5 vibrations in a second, there will be 5 cycles completed. 5 cycles like this will be completed. Okay, this is the low frequency and this is the high frequency. Say in the same time, 1 second time, how many things are completed? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So in 1 second, 5 cycles are completed. Whereas here in 1 second, only 1 cycle is completed. Okay. Next, coming to wavelength. Wavelength means the distance traveled between the two crests, from this crest to this crest, or the distance traveled by the wave in one cycle, or the distance traveled by the wave in one cycle. Okay, completes one cycle is called the wavelength. Okay, so the wavelength denoted by lambda. Lambda is a Greek alphabet. It should be written like this, a slanting line like this and then one slanting line. Okay, it should be written like this, one slanting line and this your inverted Y, capital Y. Okay, so what is this? Wavelength. So wavelength means the distance traveled by the wave. The distance traveled by the wave in one cycle. Then one cycle. That is called wavelength, or between the two consecutive crests or troughs. Between two consecutive, so it is denoted by lambda. Unit of the distance is meter, so that is what the unit of lambda also. Coming to the time period. What is this time period? It is the time taken to complete one cycle. To complete one cycle, that is enough. So it will be time. So the time is always mentioned in seconds. It is measured in seconds. Okay. So we have a formula to show that time is equal to 1 by frequency, or frequency is equal to 1 by t. Okay. So these are all the main 4 properties which we should be knowing for a sound. What are that? Amplitude, this is the first one, second one, third one, wavelength is the third one, and the fourth one is the time period. Now we are saying the propagation of the sound. What is this? The sound will travel in the form of waves, and these waves will reach our ears. Then the sound can pass through solids, liquids and gas. It can pass through all these 3 mediums, and sound will always require a medium for propagation. This is very, very important. It cannot travel in vacuum. It cannot travel in vacuum. Okay. So sound will travel in the form of waves. It will pass through solid, liquid and gas, and it will never travel through vacuum. Okay. Here we have an example. You can understand it through this activity. That is, they are taking a glass bottle, rubber cork with 2 halves, vacuum pump and small buzzer, quick fix solution, and battery. What they are trying to do is they are connecting the buzzer inside, but before that they are removing the total air inside. So what will happen if the air is inside the bottle, we will be able to hear the buzzer sound. But when you remove the total air with the vacuum pump, you cannot hear the buzzer sound. Okay, in the next activity we can see sound can travel through liquids. So how is it travel? If you take two metal rods and you put them inside the bucket and you start hitting, that is, you are taking two metal rods and inside a bucket full of water I am going to put these two things, and if I start beating, I can be hearing the sound. Okay, strike the two metal rods inside the water, you can hear the sound. So we can say sound can propagate through liquids. Okay, then how can sound be traveled through solids? If I tap on this table, this is the table, if I tap on the table, there is the sound coming. So this I am hitting the solid, so the solids can transmit sound. Okay, then the next portion we will see in the next video. I am stopping it till here, page number 87. Okay, so you have to read through all this, understand the properties of sounds, 4 properties: amplitude, frequency, wavelength and the time period. You should learn with their units, and then only you can understand. These are all very classic definitions. You cannot write on your own. You should write as it is given in the definitions. Okay, so you should learn thoroughly the words, the spellings, etc. Okay, if you have any doubt, message in the WhatsApp. Okay children, thank you.